Hello and welcome to The Zone Weekly. I am your host, and this is the week of February 17th, 2023. The team's been really hard at work on Zeta Black, and we have some more details coming very shortly on that, as well as some testing that has already been completed. And we have some stats that I think you'll find very interesting for this week. We have the weekly zone growth at about 4%, a little over 4%, or 640 plus zones. It's pretty typical standard of what we've been seeing. Now, the most interesting stat I think on here personally is the high frequency trading, the HFT profit payout to date. So this is those who have zones, those who have been participating in the HFT, and those who have requested payout and have received their payout. It's over 131,000. Now, there's a lot of people that are compounding. There's a lot of people who are allowing the HFT pools, this is just pools, to continue to accrue. So that's why this is an interesting number. There could be significantly more requested as a payout, but 131,000 to date. There's many who have made it real, and that's awesome. And you will see in our Discord, if you're not in our Discord, check it out. You will see it at our website, zetacapital.com. Scroll down and you will see our Discord link. But if you go into our Discord, Zeta Chat, as well as General Chat, you'll see people who are showing not only their HFT profit performance to date, but many of them have shown their withdrawals to date directly from their dashboard. So go ahead and check that out if you'd like a little bit of social proof behind that. So ever since the circulating supply was at the all-time high, it's been reduced by 60%. That's significant because any project that doesn't have utility that has a circulating supply reduced from 60%, the only way without utilities to pull that off is to burn tokens. And burning tokens certainly has its place. However, I think burning just to reduce the supply, it's okay, but I would prefer actually having utility to do something with the tokens rather than randomly burning supply on the back end. Okay, giving people the ability to do something with their tokens that is a real world use case, I think, is better, and that's the reason why we've managed to reduce the supply from down 60%, and that is because not just of the utility, but that it's utility people actually want to use, and that's the key difference. Current liquidity is sitting over 1.1 million. That continues to grow. And you will notice that that's growing when the farm is shrinking, which is an interesting number. And the reason behind that is because the team is always adding liquidity. There's still buybacks being performed. There are tokens sold via OTC that continue to fund more buybacks and further liquidity and so on and so forth. With zone growth going steadily up as well, that also provides additional liquidity in addition to that. So it is a very interesting number. That bolsters, just so you know, if you're not aware, liquidity bolsters the token price. So the higher liquidity, the less volatility there is at that same token price. If you were to take the token price of about $60 and you were to double this liquidity, it would not double the price. It would double the, let me rephrase that. It will double the liquidity and reduce the volatility by 2x, essentially, if we were to take the current token price and literally double the liquidity. So the more liquidity you have at a specific price, the less volatile it is. So if you had very little liquidity, this is why you see tokens that typically have low liquidity are super volatile. $100 buy might shoot it up, 12%, something crazy like that, because there's not a lot of liquidity. So, in liquidity, as you know, there's two sides. There's, ours, in our case, there's a Zeta token and there's USD coin. So there's always a pair, okay? When you buy, you are removing one and adding another. So you would be buying, removing Zeta, adding USD coin, which means there's more USD coin than there is Zeta. And then the opposite is true. When you sell, you are removing USD coin and adding Zeta. So the more liquidity you have, the less impact your buy or sell makes as well. And I also encourage people to go ahead and look into using OTC, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Weekly TVL growth is 6%. If you don't know, the TVL is the amount of XETA tokens locked in zones. That's currently just under $10.7 million worth of TVL, or total value locked. It's a little over 6% weekly increase, and we're looking at just under 175,000 tokens locked. That's very significant. And of course, the total OTC volume. So when this snapshot was taken, it was 1.26 million. It's already at 1.3, even since this was made. So 1.3 million. It hasn't even been 2 months yet. I think it's actually been about 45 or so days. It's very, very significant. And we do have an update coming. Just spoke to the team before I hopped on and recorded this and asked about the update to the OTC system. Thor's already finished it, so it's on us to implement it. But it is an update that allows oldest listings to be sold first. Okay, so let's say there's a listing, there's 3 listings put on today to sell tokens on the OTC, and they don't get sold. And tomorrow there's another 10 listings. It would force anybody that goes in there to buy the 3 listings from today before they can buy the other ones. It literally would not let you buy anything other than the oldest one. So that's coming soon. And that will allow a kind of first in, first out sort of mechanism. And then make it a little bit more fair. The volume is significant, as you can see, 1.3 million. And as a matter of fact, please go into our Discord, check out the stats channel. Always give a shout out to Ray every week, because he does such a great job with the Dune Analytics. You scroll all the way to the bottom of the Dune Analytics page, and you will see the OTC transactions and volume. So you can see daily volume and, of course, the lifetime volume. And that means that they're being bought, at a very high rate. Some people's listings don't always get purchased, and I remind people you can buy fractional amounts. Please know, if you're looking to buy 1 token, you can certainly buy that 1 token off of somebody's listing of 10. You click it, you type in 1, and you can buy 1 of their 10, reducing their listing down to 9. So you don't have to look for a listing of exactly what you want. I always like to remind people of that. All right, guys. So just to summarize, we have weekly zone growth of 4%, 644 zones to be exact. We have the HFT profit payout today is $131,000. We've reduced the circulating supply so far from its all-time high, down 60%. We have $1.1 million in liquidity. That's with a decreasing farm, but an increase of just under 23% in the past month. We have 6% weekly TVL, or total value locked growth. And finally, 1.26 million. When this snapshot was taken, you'll see it's already over $1.3 million in total OTC volume. Please check out the OTC system if you haven't already. Check out our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and turn on notifications. We're going to be uploading a lot more content there very shortly. And I am your host. Thank you for tuning into The Zone Weekly. We will see you next week. Take care.